Hi, in today's lesson we're going to show you some cards and try and explain them. Okay, at first, here's the Jack of Hearts, okay? Now if you look closely in the center, okay, those lines there, which seem to be the lines of the Castle Ridge, going up and down, okay, what happens is those lines create a 5 and a 2. If you look at them properly, take out your cards, get a pen, and start drawing. Now the 2 goes 2-5, or 2-2, and 5-2, and 2-5. 2-2 is the letter B, is the 22nd letter. 55 is what they call in the insurance company as Freedom 55. The reason it's Freedom 55 is that 5 is the angel spirit card. And when you have 55, Freedom 55, you have the freedom of life, because the word freedom is 66. They total together 55 and 66, 121, which is 11 times 11. Thus the freedom of man, of the freedom of man, of the freedom of man for all cards. Because it all starts off with the 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, 4, 5, goes all the way, it goes to the Queen, then it goes to the King. They're all an explanation of life. Okay? So 22 and 25, what it would mean is that 25% of the cards, okay, belong only to the hearts. We're the hearts. We're the only type of human that lives here on Earth. Although there's 3 other suits in the deck. One is the diamond, and if you look there, just coming up to his mouth, it's an egg with a Cancer loop. The reason it's a Cancer loop is that the Cancer is love, but we resemble it for the birth of all man. Therefore, the Jack of Spades, if you look at it, has a double loop with a diamond in the center, and the diamond is created that we have freedom of life, as for the V going down and the V going up. Then we have to show you is the King of Spades. You see that sword he holds? He stands guard. The spade stands up by the diamond in heaven and stands guard and watching for all activity. As the Ace of Spades is the one that creates, it's the beta of God. God is the diamond red card, King, and this is the spade. Whoa, how did that change like that? Here it goes. And there's the spade. You see, we're all two-sided. We got the red and we got the black. It's the other side. The black card is the spirit. The other side of man would be the club. And therefore, if we can find the King club, he also stands guard. But this card stands by man. This is the card, this is the spirit card that's down here on earth. This is what man goes along with, east and west, on his journeys in life. Okay? As you see the red king with the sword behind his back, as he's ready to fight. Okay? He's ready for the fight. If the club stand guard, because the club don't fight, it's the spirit, and the spirit don't get into these fights. They have no ego. Okay, they're spirit. Spirit is good. The other thing I'm not sure if I showed you on the Jack is look inside that hatchet. Take a good look. That's a fleur-de-lis. It doesn't have to be designed exact, because otherwise we'd know everything. So it's not designed exact. And the hat on the king, if you continue it towards the bottom and you flip it upside down on top of each other, it becomes the diamond, in recognition of the Father of all fathers is our Lord God. So now if you look at the hat on the king, or you look at the hat on the queen, or if you look at the hat on the King of Hearts, or if you look at the hat on the Queen of Diamonds, they all have the club, all in honor of the 1 suit of the 4 suits that follow men, because the club is the spirit of all man. Now you see the spirit here, okay, the Queen of Spades is holding the diamond. Thus, for the mother of all mothers, okay, she's the beta card. But the mother of all mothers, because the Ace of Spades, if you take a look into the center, okay, that's the birth mother. That's the spade. That's the other side of God, okay? Flip it upside down, we've got a diamond and a club, and we got the black heart, because that's what created man. And the spades honor. I can't find any jacks. If you look at the jack, okay, it's holding what seems to be a lollipop. Okay, the tic-tac-toe, it stays in the center of the tic-tac-toe regarding the 2, 5, and 8. Now, if you spell out the 2, which is a 2 letter, the 5 letter, and the 8 letter, okay, when you start to draw the 8 letter, I'm going to try and draw it for you. Okay? I'm going to draw it for you. This is the beginning. Okay? Because then what you have to do is we cross over that H. So instead of it being 11, or bell, it now can say, if we use the same 2 words, EH, EH, in all actuality, would be more like, this. Hell. The hill we have to climb in life. We have to pass through hell. You see, all the cards have a meaning to it. Here we have the 4 elements. Okay? And with the 4 elements, okay, if we take this card here, right, the Ace of Spades, and then we use this card here, the 4 elements, we end up with this card here. You see? Because that's the spirit angel of God. You see, this is the elements, okay, the 4 elements, and what happens is that's the angel, but it has no use here on earth until it's inseminated with this card, making it this card. Therefore, at the end, the man would be this. At the end. But we can't show it that way because we wouldn't see it that way. So therefore, we would see it this way. Okay? Now, if we take that 6th card and we relate it to the 7 card, okay, those 2 on the bottom is the honor of man, man's ego and soul, or the angel, spirit and man are together on the bottom. Although the 4 angels are next to the 7 card in regards of the 4 suits. Okay? And then again we have this. Take a look at this. See that hat? That's a fleur-de-lis. That's a club. A club is a fleur-de-lis. I'm going to try and design it for you. Okay? I'm going to design the fleur-de-lis for you. Here's the fleur-de-lis. Okay? Now, if I draw the final part of the fleur-de-lis, is what happens is the circles you see are the empty spaces that man can't vision because we have no vision. And it's finalized. My camera moved. Not my camera moved. Hold on a second. Let me fix this. And then we have this. It's standing. You see that stand is what you see is the circle of the fleur-de-lis. And we have the fleur-de-lis. Why? I don't know. I don't know much about the fleur-de-lis, but Quebec is full of fleur-de-lis. The Torah rested, okay, I call it in the casing, and at the footsteps of the casing, everybody put fleur-de-lis like that. They just threw fleur-de-lis in front of it. And when Jesus, oh, you don't want to mix up the Torah with Jesus? But when Moses went to the mountain, God said to Moses, I am who I am. Right? The word Jesus, je suis. But the word is separated. It means I am. Now, if you take that I out, the I is us. It's the birth of man. I is the 9th letter for the 9 months of birth. Therefore, Jesus was I am. Now, for those of you who don't want to believe this, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I am who I am, and it was what it was. And whatever else you want to see, however you want to see it, however you want to look at it, this is the way the story came out. This is the way I understand it. Therefore, they were both the same. Our Lord has walked the earth, and they've already said in many books, you may have been walking beside me, but you've walked no more close to me now than you ever have before, as in heaven as on earth, I am the same I am. Okay, so anyways, what I also want to talk about is that when they show, I don't know if you can read it, when they show the Freedom 55, okay, if you take the 45, which is the ace through 9, you count it up, you end up with 45, thus you have 100%. The Zion that we are looking for, okay, which is the golden place in the heavens or on earth, okay, it's 4 angel, as you see there, angel elements, and the 6 of man, and the reverse of that, what's missing of 100% is 36, which would be the alphabet, and would be the number system, so we put it together. Then we have Jesus, which is 7 and 4, which is the month of February for the birth, 4 weeks of 7 days equals 28. In order to make it 100, we need 26, which is the alphabet. Then what happens over here is we get the 72 and 28. Well, what 72 and 28 is all about is it's the God and the beta. One, God is the 7, and the black 2 of the roulette, because there's a black and a red, and every number is regarded as the opposites with the black and the red. Everybody has a shadow, okay? So what happens is when we get 72, to get 100, we need 28. So what we do is we take the alphabet, but what we add to the alphabet is, before it starts, we have to stand in a starting position. So we add the position as position 0. Thus we have the whole alphabet, and in between the alphabet, in the 15th position, which is the letter for the universe, which is the O letter, the 15th letter, okay? We have that letter, and then when we end it all, after the Z, we have another letter. So we're going to regard this as the AAA system. As the first ace is 1, as the ace in the center in blackjack is 11, as the final ace is 14. We add them up, we get 26, plus the beginning and plus the end. We get a total of 28, 3 of the same letter in the alphabet, O, 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 for the beginning, the middle, and the end. Now if we add up the 3 O's, we get 45, which totals the 45 from the 55. From 1 to 9, it totals 45, so those 3 zeros of the universe, which is 15 each, equals to 45. So now if we add them up as ace 1, as before man began, and give the 0 a number 1, to the east-west life that man has, we give that a number of 11, until the end of life, when the life ends to eternity, we give the ace of 14, as like in bataille in the game of war or in poker, where the ace goes after the king, it goes to 14. So the 14, 11, and 1 equals the total of the alphabet, 26. Do you think Canada isn't a resemblance to something? It's AAA, and in between it's CDN, Canadian. What else does CDN mean? It means command, creator, neutralize, okay? And the N, the D is the elements of the day of God, and then neutralize for the N. So you have command of creator, okay, of the day. And I'm trying to look at what the N means. The day of blackjack. Why blackjack? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to show you on paper. Here's the number 14. Which way should I do it? You see it now? The 4 looks like a J. Well, the 1 is already regarded when you play cards as an ace. So now you got the spirit of God of the 4 elements, and you've got blackjack. Why does the game of blackjack have the all be 10s worth 10, and why in other games of life it has the value? Well, here on earth there's a value given, and we're all at war, so we have to have a value because somebody's worth more than somebody else. But in heaven it's all the same. All the jacks are 10s, and all the queens from earth are 10s, and all the kings from earth are 10s, because we're all angels, and we're no different from one angel than another angel. The only one that gets a different card is the God. He gets the 1 card, and the God he gets the next card, and the God he gets the last card, because his cards are all his cards. They're all his cards, and we belong to him. We are no more anything at all here on earth. Once we transfer into the heaven, we are all equal. There is no money. There are no sexes. We have no pants. There's no bank accounts. We don't have to worry about how much money we have in the account. This Thursday is next Thursday. We don't have to remember Remembrance Day. But in heaven, we honor it the same as on earth, because it brought death upon our people. But the death we'll know up there in heaven was the goodness of the people who went out there, who tried to make better out for everybody. Although it's the wrong thing to do, it's the good thing to do, to honor. Anyways, that's enough for now. I don't know how this came out.